human capital development, there's been a lot in there. I want to get your assessment, and particularly this whole talk of education, whether it should be free, because you've seen what's happened in the education sector with that, bill that's been put forward in order to raise revenues. You've seen revenues, or rather, tuition going up. It looks like the federal government is trying to ease its burden on funding the universities. I just want to get your, as if you want to touch on that, that's fine. But your assessment, the first 100 days, human capital development from this administration, Kalu Aja. Floor is yours.
Thanks, Rotus. Thanks, Obi, and thanks for the invite to the session, right? So, I mean, it's the main policy that we've seen is the student loan policy, right? And also recently the increase in funding or the salaries of tertiary workers. So those are positives. It's not enough, but I think they're putting more money into the loan side of education and also the salary. So that's positive. If you drill down now to the student loan that was released, right? It's too, in my view, too little. It's 1%, 1% of contribution from FIRS, from the other government agencies. If you do an extrapolation from, say, June 2023 results of what those guys brought in terms of fiscal revenues, that's about 50 billion. Even if you double that to 100 billion, you want to ask yourself, is 100 billion enough to fund student loans for Nigerian students across the board? Then you talk about other little stuff that they put into the bill. You know, when you talk about guarantors, that's the way to introduce collateral. And for a nation where almost everyone, like there's a lot of folks that cannot afford to maybe feed or go to universities, when you bring in collateral, you're essentially saying that student loan is going to be only exclusive to those that can afford collateral or can get a judge to sign for them. So good intentions, but I think the way it's written, you know, you want to jail parents that don't pay off, and that if your father borrows, then the son can't get a loan. So it might need to be, you know, rewritten, make it a normal student loan, the same way it's done across the board. If you're a student, go on your own credit. If you don't have credit, just get a loan, more or less, right? You graduate and then you can pay back. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. So you can allow, then the whole idea is this. If I'm an entrepreneur and I know that you can pay, I can invest in the school. Right now, if I want to invest in the school, I might worry that I might not get folks that can pay me. So my business case might not work. But if the government says we can guarantee that any student that is enrolled into a school in Nigeria, the government will pay you. That's a business case for me to then go get investment, to then invest in Nigeria. And education can be a big contributor to not just employment, but FX earnings. So imagine we took Ekiti or Imo and we built clusters of universities there, and we charged in dollars for foreigners and naira for locals. That's FDI is flowing, that's remittance is also flowing in. So education is one space we haven't really tapped. And I think if we do the policy there properly, we can get some mileage from there in terms of human capital development. Apart from that, look at the palliative side of the government, how they roll out palliatives, doesn't leave you much comfort that they're going to really address human capital development. You know, they've just done it like, take 2 billion, go and buy rice and give to people. So I haven't seen much there. The ministers were just appointed. The only thing we can applaud is the law, the past law on the students' loan and the increase in salaries. Apart from that, not too much to cheer about. And those kind of things have to be rewritten to make it a bit more simple and a bit more practical and link it to larger economy, remittances, and to grow the economic base. Thanks.